in verse number 6, there are too many na coming. That is, the meaning is different.
Yaneva.
Should be separate. While reciting, should be separate out and tell, or tell together.
Yeah. So too many nas are coming. That is observation.
Yeah, my book says Hatvana, Jay Kumar.
Yeah, Hatvana.
Na is not added to Jiji Vishayama. It is added to Hatvana.
Yeah, so that is na. That is just plain na. Na means no, not. That is plain, and so it cannot join anything. Okay, so it's remaining. It cannot join anything, but it can shake hands with a vowel, and with a vowel that follows. And here, what follows is not a vowel, so na remains like that. Then there is this kataran no. So there, this katarat is the word. It is the two words are there. Katarat naha. Katarat naha. So katarat we said was what? It is the of the two. Which one of the two? Katarat. Which one of the two, or which one of probably many also? I have to look into the dictionary. Katarat, whether it means which one of all options or which one of two options. Now, naha, there is a word called naha there. Okay. So this naha here is for us. Naha. So it means asmabhyam. Asmabhyam. So this asmat shabda, Chaturthi vibhakti bahuvachana is also naha, right? So mahyam, avabhyam, asmabhyam, correct? Chaturthi. So or what? Me vaha naha. Me vaha naha. Correct? So that naha comes there. Naha means asmabhyam. So for us, it is not clear which of the two is better. Katarat. Better means gariyaha. Then what? Again, edva jayema yadi va no jayeyuhu. No jayeyuhu. There also naha. But this naha is not fourth case naha. It has to be what? Can you guess?
Naha jayeyuhu.
Jayayuhu means they win over. They win over. So which vibhakti should this naha be? They win over.
Naha.
So it has to be second case. It has to be second case. They win over us. That us is second case, correct? Object. Correct?
Yeah.
The second case also asman. That naha is asman. Asman jayeyuhu. Asman. Second case. Then what? Yan eva hatva. That yan is pretty clear. Yan is yat shabda. So dvitiya vibhakti bahuvachanam. Second case plural yan. So yaha, yau, ye, yam, yau,
yan.
Okay. Now, then of course there is na jiji vishamaha. And that na is different. There is no, we do not desire to live. Like that he says, that is na. There is not naha, there is na. Naha and na, big difference, correct? So na is avyayam, naha is a noun.
In the Dhyana Slokam, they separated out Kasmala Badvam Stinaha Shreyase. So it will be advisable to split it here also.
No, Nashreyase, that is Naha.
Nahasreyase. Nahasreyase. Yeah, Nahasreyase.
I think I said
so.
So we should not say Nashreyase. We should not pause. If you say Nashreyase, it is not for our benefit. It is not for our benefit.
It's similar to Gayatri Mantra, Dhiyo yo na prachodayat. If we say na prachodayat, it is like opposite. Dhiyo yo na prachodayat.
Yeah, it's a good reminder. Those who are chanting Gayatri every day, like us, please don't say na prachodayat, say naf prachodayat. Naf prachodayat. Dhiyo ya naf prachodayat.
Pushpadmaniya, right?
Padmani. Correct.
Yeah.
Padmaniyam.
Yeah.
Otherwise, na prachodayat. May I not be inspired by you. Oh, hey Surya, may I not be inspired by you. Hey Surya, may I not be inspired by you. Hey Surya, hey Aditya, may I not be inspired by you. So, but fortunately, Surya understands what you're saying. So, you're safe. But still,
Okay. Okay. Can I ask Jay Kumar now?
yeah. Prasad.
Okay. Now, coming back to the same sloka, when we chant, don't we chant Yaneva Hatvana Jiji Vishamaha? We don't add na to the next word. Am I right?
Yeah, so we are not adding na anywhere, really speaking.
No. You when you said Hatva na Jiji Vishamaha.
Yeah, so we are pausing. See, the Hatva is one word, na is another independent word, then Jiji Vishamaha is another independent word. Three words are coming together.
Right.
So when if this were prose, how would we say it? Yaneva. See, how did you say Yaneva? Yaneva, how would you say that? There are really two words, Yan and Eva.
Sandhi there. Yeah.
But we say Yaneva. It appears like we are not pausing between Yan and Eva. Okay? And we are not pausing because there is a Sandhi. And so, I mean, there is no Sandhi here, excuse me. There is no Sandhi here. And Yan Eva. So you just say it together because there's a vowel following a consonant. And so Yan Eva. Yan Eva Hatva. Now there's a pause. And there is also a pause between Na and Jiji Vishama because they're two separate words. Okay. Here it is just a style of chanting. Yaneva Hatva Na Jiji Vishama. There is a minute pause there.
Oh, okay.
So it's not like the word we are implying that the word is Najiji Vishamaha is one word. You're not saying that.
Okay.
Just a way of chanting and the pause, the length of the pause keeps changing, right?
Yeah.
When we sing something, then we modulate the pause to make it sound better. I may not be singing well, of course, and there are many singers in class who chant very well. And so one of these days we should ask them to lead the class and let them chant. But,
okay.
So that's the idea there.
Okay. My next question is, you said about sadness and anger is always with us, and we require some trigger for that to start. How did the sadness and anger come to begin with?
How did it come to begin with? Yeah, so Haraprasad.
Are you called that avidya? Is it avidya?
Yeah, so what we said, you're asking $1 million question. They say that. So that's the $1 million question. How did this sadness come about? That's the question. And suppose I don't like somebody. I don't like somebody at all for various reasons. I don't like the way he talks. I don't like, he's double-crossed me. He's done this. So many things are there. So and then I go to a party. And then all 100 people are there. And he's also there. And now what? Now you're stuck with a conversation with 5 people. And then he's also there right there. Okay? Now, your experience with him is your experience, it's personal experience. And you're not going to bring all that to the table here. But then the conversation is going on. And then he said something. Immediately you jump at him. I jump at him. How can you say this? What is it? Like this. And people are now watching what happened. Because in the people's mind, there is no reason to shout like this. And now I shouted. Now tell me, here what happened? Why am I shouting? Because I am already, I have made up my mind about this person. It's all there in my heart. And all he has to say is something. He has to say a particular way. And then I jump at him. So this is how all our emotions are like that. And yeah, so that is the whole purpose of this teaching, is that I am settling myself for less constantly settling myself less. Okay, right from childhood almost, I've settled myself for less and less. I wanted to do well, but I could not do well. I wanted to be healthy, but somehow my body is not healthy all the time. And I want love, but nobody seems to give me love. And everybody is shouting at me. On top of that, they are just screaming at me. This is how life is. And then we constantly settle for less and less and less, always less. So fortunately, some sanity is there left. And so we are able to have some meaningful conversations. This is how our situation is. And scratch a little bit, and then all the reality comes out. Just scratch. And so, nothing, all of us are in the same boat. I'm not telling any one person or something. We're all in the same boat. Every human being is in the same boat. So that is the point. Arjuna is recognizing that such a man of that stature and a family of all dharmikas, you can't have a better dharmika than Yudhishthira and Bhima and Arjuna. And even Bhima is furious about situations, but he also grits his teeth and says, yeah, I feel like just twisting his neck, but I think let's do what our older brother tells us to do. Like that, they're all going. So the dharma is what keeps us sane and keeps us going. Otherwise, we will be just all the pieces will just break apart. So why this sorrow came is what we are asking. Is there a reason for sorrow? This is what we are asking. Why did it come about? Yeah, avidya and all is there, no doubt. That is the reason. And that's what the teaching is all about. So that statement was meant as from the view of psychology. And so if I'm already frustrated, then another little situation is needed. And we see people, in our families and all, we see people who are shouting constantly and all that. They seem to be doing fine, suddenly shout. And suddenly shout means what? What did I do to deserve this kind of treatment? Well, you didn't do anything, my dear. That's why we have to protect our children. We have to protect our children because this constantly somebody will shout for no reason and victimize the children. We should protect the children from getting victimized. And therefore, two people are good to have at home. So if one person is shouting, the other person can come and say, wait a minute, enough said, you leave these children alone. They will do fine. So somebody has to be there. Otherwise, children very vulnerable. They can't, they need somebody to tell them that, yeah, you're okay. Don't worry. Don't worry, you're okay. Don't worry, you're okay. Constantly, they should be told that. Otherwise, they will have all kinds of, they will assume things about themselves and lead to other kinds of problems. So anyway, that's a separate discussion. But okay, Prasad.
Okay. And also what in, I believe it was in 2.8, he uses prapashyami. Pra is a upasarga there, right?
Yeah.
So why does he have to use an upasarga instead of just saying pashyami?
Good. So, yeah, pashyami. So for those who know Sanskrit, pashyami is a simple verb and present tense and means I see. Pashyami, I see. Pashyami, I see my aunt coming, walking towards the house. I see her. Aham pashyami. I see the tree in front of the house. Aham vriksham pashyami. Like this it goes. Pashyami. Now he says, Prapashyami. So let's look at Arjuna's choice of words or Veda Vyasa's choice of words. We don't know. And pra here means prakarshena. That pra upasarga, that prefix in Sanskrit is used. Prakarshena means clearly, completely.
I see.
Clearly. Seeing, I also see a lot of things, but I'm short-sighted. Really speaking, I don't see that well. Okay. So I see, but I really don't see. I see the calendar, but I can't see, even though the numbers are there, I can't see any number in the calendar. So I can't say prapashyami. Okay. So, but here he says na prapashyami. I'm just confused. I don't see anything clearly. In one word, that one upasarga does the job of many words. Correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is why he says prapashyami.
Okay. Dhanyavadaha.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
I have a question. Actually, it's not a question. Jaykumarji Prasad here.
Yeah, Prasad, go ahead.
Yeah. So it's a sort of verifying observation. So just want to clarify from you that. So I come across a parable of Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. So the story goes like this. There are 4 friends walking and they find a huge wall, a tall wall. And so the first person with great difficulty climbs up and sees the other side. And with a great joy, he danced with a greater joy and he jumps over to the other side. And the second, third person also, they also climb over the wall and they also did the same thing after ecstasy. And the last person also climbs over and so he also felt the same joy. Before he jumps onto the other side, he just thinks about the other people and he jumps onto the same side. So, I see the 2 attitudes here. One is, these are about enlightened people I'm talking about. So the people who are stabilized in their own vision of consciousness, and the other person who thinks about the vast people who has to come in this path. So, is it correct that I see many people who are on the first attitude generally compared to the second attitude, because we have few people who come out and like Buddha, for example, who said that there are many Buddhas before him and there are many Buddhas after him, which means that they are all actually enlightened people, but we do not know who are they. Means they are not coming to the people to enlighten other people.
Yeah. So the question is that, so are there people like that, 2 kinds of people? Is that the question?
No, there are, after finding these 2 types of people, there are more people who just after enlightenment, they go on their own way. Okay, I am fine. I'm enlightened, so I don't care about others. No, it's not saying that way, not caring about others, but they get stabilized in their own self rather than coming out. Is that correct?
Yeah. So we try not to make a judgment on this. And the so-called enlightenment, see, when the vision is clear, we have to put this when. If just by chanting the Bhagavad Gita, our vision is not going to become clear, because chanting is different from understanding and knowing. And then knowing also, so one has to have a nishtha in that. And then once the nishtha is there, then that insecurity will go away completely. Insecurity will go away completely. Then this idea that I have to protect myself, etc., this idea will go away slowly. The person has to take care. We all have to take care of ourselves, and that person, the wise person, also has to take care of the body. Krishna will say that. So, Niyatam Kuru Karmatvam Ityadi, he will say. Now, so Sharira Yatra Pichete na Prasiddhyet Akarmana. So, even to protect this body, just the fact that I have a body, I must take care of this body. All that is there. So even a wise person has to take care of his or her body. Okay. Now, whether that person will not look at other people as separate from himself or herself. Therefore, it is impossible for such a person to think, I, me, myself. I need to protect myself now. Like that, it is just hard, impossible to think like that. Because that is the vision. That is the vision. If the person is unable to think like that, and person says, first I will take care of myself, then you guys can follow. Like that, if he says, and his actions betray that, then we will say that the person does not have the vision. Does not have the vision. That is what we will say. So that's the way we look at it, Prasad. Okay. So rather than saying the person is enlightened and then he's not worried about other people, we don't get into the trap, because that is not possible, because they're contradictory things. Two contradictory things can't be put together. So the minute you say the person is enlightened, then that's it. The person is a blessing for humanity. Person is a blessing for humanity. That's it. But if his behavior is not like that, then you have to choose. You have to either say the person is not enlightened. That option you have. No, this is not right. And he may have a degree, he may have a cloth and all that he may be wearing, but this kind of behavior doesn't even befit a mature person. I know so many mature people who don't know any Bhagavad Gita, but they are gems of people. They are great human beings. I'd rather be with them. That is your choice. You can say that. But we don't make a judgment that the person is enlightened and he's not doing this, not doing that. We don't put ourselves in that situation. Okay.
Yeah.
But
Actually,
even Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita later, like, the Jnani, he knows, one who knows, the way he acts is he does more, actually, he'll be more active. And he does everything for Loka Sangraha. I mean, the thing he does is he's actually more active. The way he contributes is much more than what non-Ajnani would be. Isn't that true?
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. A real Jnani, the minute you say Jnani, we won't know. First of all, there's no way of knowing who is a Jnani, who's not a Jnani. No way of knowing. Because I have no idea about all this. And who am I to say he's a Jnani, she's a Jnani? Only based on their actions, we can say, based on how the society looks at that person, we can say. That's all we can say. And so that's why I said, once the vision is clear, it is impossible for that person to behave in a different way. So, Loka Sangraha Mevapi, Sampashyan Kartum Arhati. So that, of course, that advice he gives to Arjuna. But he says, Pashyan Shriman Sprushan Jigran. So he will do all these things, he or she will do all actions and live life that is to be led. Because remember, that person also has a dharma. And that dharma is minimum to not harm anything, anybody. And because life of Tyaga, given up everything, but cannot harm. And Yadrichya Lava Santushtaha, Krishna will say later on. So living a life where whatever comes, I will take. Santushtaha, I'm happy with whatever comes. That is the attitude. Krishna will use that phrase later on. Yadrichya Lava Santushtaha. And yeah, he can be active. He can choose not to be active. He can just be by himself, herself, and be in a city, be away from whatever. Or he can be very active, because vasanas are there. We all come with vasanas, and the desire to do something for people may be there for some people, and they will do. You can't stop. Even he can't stop himself from doing, because that vasana is there. That vasana is coming, and he won't stop. I will do whatever comes. And this person will not have any feelings. Why am I doing all this? Why am I not doing? Why are others not doing? Why others are doing? All these ideas, this kind of confusion will not be there in that person. Okay. So So yeah,
Yes, yes.
so definitely activity is not opposed to knowledge.
Yes, Jayakumarji. And that is,
Actually, that's. I'm sorry. Actually, I think I didn't put in a clear way. Obviously, an enlightened person, if you understand correctly, I mean, it's not the thinking about the enlightened person. Actually, I'm coming from, okay, there are many enlightened people, surely, and the way they think is obviously in an enlightened way. But I'm talking about the statistics. Like, okay, there are many people, like, let's say, Vivekananda, who had spent his life, Buddha, he spent his life. So there are only few people I can see, like for the people, other people, right? So they're all enlightened people. They may not think like that, but what based on the statistics, oh, they're all just gone into their own samadhi rather than coming out to help other people. It is not. I'm not saying right or wrong, but the
Yeah,
statistics I'm looking at, that is the point I'm making, rather than how they think. No, I'm not talking about that.
yeah, good point. So therefore, helping others means, see, helping others is not an easy thing, Prasad. That's what I'm finding more and more. Not an easy thing means what? Not easy, and it requires outgoing. It requires the nature of outgoing. It requires the drive must be there, and the drive will go away. Atma Jnanam will remove the drive, and they remove the drive, but it gives you so much freedom that even without the drive, things can happen. You can allow things to happen, and so an enlightened person is a blessing, even if in your eyes and my eyes they don't seem to be doing anything. The people surrounding that person will be blessed by that person. Correct? So even if there are families there who get up in the morning and do namaskar to this person and then start their day, that's a blessing. And the person blesses, and the word will spread, and people know here is a sadhu, and we should go and be with him for a few minutes. That idea will be there. That itself is a blessing enough. There is no need to do any big thing at all. Big means in our eyes big. This is
Yeah, like I think Ramana Maharshi is an example, right? He didn't really preach, he was silent, and he still impacted so many people.
Ramana Maharshi an example, but he became popular. And so Prasad is referring to those who may not be popular, because he's talking about those
Not
who
even
we don't care about.
Jayakumarji,
Yeah.
Jayakumarji, see, in the Yoga Vashishta, Valmiki says that after enlightenment, how the person behaves is unpredictable. Some will do a lot of work, which we can see, but there are many who will do much more work by being silent. As you said, I agree with you. Some people will be sitting in a cave, but by being quiet, they do more towards society than by being active, because they are operating at that para level. Some operate at the Vaikri level, and then some operate at that para level. So they influence the consciousness without physically doing anything.
Exactly. So even a person who doesn't speak and just sits all day is a blessing to humanity, and no doubt about that. So whether we hear about them or not hear about them, etc., whether they come in the newspaper or not, all this is irrelevant. And so we are very happy that India is home to such people, and we respect, we worship such people. So definitely a big blessing. So I think sometimes I do get this kind of question from people, not Prasad, I'm not referring to Prasad. So this common question is there, that is why, Prasad's question is an important question, because this question, even in many years ago also, people used to ask me, why this sannyasi is not doing, helping society? This is a common question. And why he just being by himself? This question arises. And so that mindset has to be changed. That they are a blessing. Whoever wants to do in a different way, active way, they will do. By being inactive also, they bless the society. Definitely. Yeah, like Kuldeep ji said, the person is sitting in a cave, big blessing to humanity. You go and see the person, and you can do puja. You go do a yatra to the cave and come back. I'm telling you, so much shuddhi we will get. That shuddhi, nothing can give that kind of shuddhi. Correct?
Yes.
So, yeah, Sajid, go ahead.
Yeah, yes, Jagma. I think along the line of what you're saying, and as well as Kuldeep ji, even in Bhagavad Gita, there's a statement that says, Sadrisham Prakriti, Sadrisham Cheshtade Swasya Prakriti Jnanavanabi. So, based on their Prakriti, even after they attain Jnana, like, Jnanavanapi, based on their Prakriti is what determines how they act. Some may choose to act very actively, some may choose to remain, within their own and bless the society.
Correct, exactly. So, in our satsang, sometimes I think once somebody asked Swamiji, how come you are doing so much? I think Swamiji was doing a lot of activities and so many projects, and every day new projects started off and everything. Swamiji, what makes you do all this? Well, the answer is, what did he say? I don't know. I don't know. Because it's what? Unpredictable. What a person and jnani will do is unpredictable. Prarabdha karma is there. Even that person has prarabdha karma. See, what did we study in Tattvabodha? Jnanam takes away sanchita karma, takes away agami karma, no new karma gained. But the prarabdha karma means that karma which has fructified as this body and as this life, living in this city and doing this kind of work, teaching, etc. That has been given. That momentum is going on. That vehicle is moving. And even the jnani has no power to stop that motion. And the jnani has no power to even decide what he or she wants to do. And he can decide, of course, yeah, it's a good idea, let's do it, he might say. But if you ask him why you are doing it, even he has no answer. So, prakritehe, jnanavanapi. So, like that. For all of us, prakriti works. Even for a jnani, prakriti works.
So Jacomarji, just observation based on that. So I guess the statistics are like this because a lot of people, they are initially their swabhava is driven by they work based on desires. So when they gain this atma vidya, which kills all of this drive to act because of desire, they naturally just move along with it. But people who were whose swabhava was to act selflessly, they will continue doing that after after Atmavidya, just the way they were. So this just because the statistics of the general population, the same gets reflected in the statistics of the enlightened people. So
yeah. So what we say is that the human being, the person, we all do things. And we do things, we say the Ajnani does things in order to be happy. A Jnani does things out of being happy. Okay? So being happy, there is, what can I do? They say, may I help you, right? May I help you? So may I help you means what? I can do so many things. What is it you want? Tell me. You decide what I should do. That is the meaning, right? So therefore, that jnani, ananda is there. So I am not going to do anything anymore in order to be satisfied, in order to feel better about myself. There is nothing to feel better about myself. Therefore, what? When I feel like giving, give. So what do you want? So that becomes the attitude. So actions of an ajnani are meant to fulfill that ajnani. Something I want, artha kama, dharma, all these things I want. And by doing this, I can become happier. This is my attitude. But a jnani's attitude will be what? Being happy is not going to happen. No action is going to fulfill me. I'm already fulfilled. Therefore, I can do whatever needs to be done. And in this situation, I think this is the right thing for me to do. I will do it. So that action, that is why it blesses, they say, why a jnani's actions bless the humanity is because it comes from fullness. It doesn't come from a need to become something or something. So it's a big difference there. That's why the person's presence itself is enough. And you just go there and be there, and that itself is enough. That's just humanity. But yeah, these are all good questions, and this idea is there that why these people don't do anything. And the answer to that is they will bless even without doing anything. You do. If you feel like doing, you go talk to him, and then you say, I feel like doing, please guide me. Then they may guide you. They may guide you. Or they may say, you go talk to Swami Dayanandaji. He is the best guide you have. Go to Coimbatore, and I'll tell you which train to take. You go there and then go talk to him. That also is a good advice. So,
and
like
gurus also acts. For example, Vivekananda. It was at the instance of Ramakrishna Paramahamsa he started this. Otherwise, he was. He was on his own. Just stabilized with his self. That's what it was told like that, right? So
correct. No, it's actually amazing. Prasad, it's so amazing that even what about Modi ji? The story goes that Narendra Modi ji went to Belur Math Ityadi, and he was ready to become a sannyasi. And then the Ramakrishna Math, the Acharya there said, no, this is not your call. Your calling is you have to lead. You have to go lead. That's why he's doing what he's doing. So it's so amazing that these enlightened people, how much Shakti they have. Look at that. And a person who is capable of doing so much says, I want to be a sannyasi. And then somebody has to tell him, no, you can become a sannyasi later. You're already a sannyasi anyway. And you're a sannyasi. There's no becoming a sannyasi. You are a sannyasi. That is why you must go lead the country like that, Look at the way our acharyas talk, and how much we can learn from this. Yeah, it's amazing. It's just amazing, because all the greatest leaders they're all jnanis, really speaking. They're all kritakrityas. And they are the ones who are able to help. Yeah. Okay. So it is 8:15 now. Any other questions? You bring it up in the next class. Okay.
Dhanyavada.
Yeah.
Dhanyavada.
Thank you.
Hari Om. Namaste.
Hari Om.
Thank you, Guruji.
Dhanyawad.